What is up here, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 here today, bringing a video that's actually about the Dallas Cowboys. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but just hear me out here. I recently watched the Amazon All or Nothing special. I'm actually watching the Cardinals one right now from 2015, and they just showed the Week 4 game against the Cardinals versus the Rams, and Nick Foles and Chris Long were actually on that team. That was the disaster year of Chip Kelly. It's just crazy that it was only that long ago. That was only 3 years ago, guys. So that's crazy how much has already changed in the league in just 3 years. So I'm going to make a review on this as well when I'm done with it. But I finished the Dallas Cowboys special, and I just kind of wanted to talk about what I thought about that one. These series are actually very interesting. I didn't even know that these existed until just like a week ago, and it's really cool actually that it kind of shows you the life of an NFL player. You know, like the coaches. It's unedited too. You know, you hear them saying the F word, they're swearing. You know, they just do whatever, which is great. It's great to see like unraw like the raw day to day of how it would actually be to be in that locker room. I didn't know Jason Garrett said the F word as much as he did, but man, that guy's just like effing. And, you know, he seemed like a pretty mellow dude, and then I saw that, and he's still not really like, because I'm watching this Cardinals one, and Bruce Arians is a lot more intense of a coach. I think Bruce Arians is more of like a championship coach. I mean, you guys have heard me on this channel already. I don't think Jason Garrett is a championship coach. I think as long as the Cowboys have Jerry Jones and Jason Garrett in that team, they're never going to really win, because they just never. I mean, if you guys remember back in 2016, I was making videos about the Cowboys, and I just didn't think they had it. I mean, what they did that year was amazing, 13-3. I just didn't think that they actually had what it took to win the Super Bowl, and you know, I was right, because they lost to the Packers in the first game at home. I mean, if you lose at home in the playoffs, that's really hard to do, and so I'm not saying this to like hate on Dallas. I mean, I do hate Dallas, duh, I'm an Eagles fan, but I'm trying to be objective here, you know, like I'm talking more about, I just think that the Cowboys will only be good once Jerry Jones eases up control, if that ever happens, and then if they get a new coach, because I mean, Jason Garrett, what has he been the coach for like 9 years now? I mean, it's just like it's time for a change if they want to be serious about winning. And this All or Nothing shows that. You know, this was last year when the Eagles were Super Bowl champions, and the Cowboys were pretty mediocre. I think they finished like 9-7 or 8-8. I can't remember the final record, because the show kind of is weird. It goes over, it like shows the games, but it doesn't really like go over the record at the very end. It would have been nice. That'd be something I would criticize for future shows. It'd be nice if at the end of the game, or at the end of the season, or the beginning of the season of the show, that they kind of like show the standings, or maybe talk about like what team actually won the Super Bowl that year, or I don't know, just give more implications. But I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to show you an unraw perspective from just one team, which is a cool idea. And if they're gonna do this every season, I mean, I'm all for it. I'll watch every single one of these. I don't care if it's about freaking Tom Brady and the Cheatriots. I'll still watch it, because this is really great. I mean, I've always wanted a show that's like this, you know, kind of show what these players go through, what the coaching staff goes through, you know, like how they come up with draft picks, stuff like that. But yeah, basically, the Cowboys started off pretty promising, but you know, of course they lost. They just go through the week to week, you know, they show like Des Bryant's attitude, which now that I've watched that Cowboys, you guys are better off without that guy. Des Bryant was a distraction. I mean, every time they interviewed him, he would make mistakes throughout the season. I mean, you guys already know this as Cowboys fans, but he was so arrogant. He'd always just be like, you know, I'm still Des Bryant. He couldn't take accountability for any of his actions. I've got a subscriber, Cowboys X Factor. I'll shout out to you. You know what I'm talking about, brother. You know that Des Bryant was trouble, so it's good to get rid of him. Ezekiel Elliott, unfortunately, dealt with the suspension. You know, great for the Eagles, because that helped a lot with the NFC. You know, it kept it wide open. the NFC East last year. But yeah, he was dealing with that suspension nonsense. I didn't know he was dealing with it like he did. He pretty much had that looming over him all season. I mean, even the beginning of the season, he was trying to appeal it every week, and then finally they suspended him right at the end when it mattered, and then that just killed the Cowboys, man. They were done. They show the Smith brothers, Rod and Taylor Smith, I think are their names, which is kind of cool, you know. I didn't even know that was really a thing. So I don't pay attention to the Cowboys like ever. So if I'm going to learn anything about a team that I hate, it's going to be through something like this. And then, let's see, Dak Prescott. I'm really starting to like that guy, honestly, especially with his recent anthem statements, because I think that if a team wants you to stand and stand for the anthem, you should have to. I mean, it's a business, guys. I mean, if you look at anything in life, like if you're working at a company, you have to follow the company rules. So the fact that Jerry Jones is patriotic and wants his players to stand, I mean, that's his decision. He's the one writing their paychecks, and I really respect Dak Prescott for, you know, standing by that. And I didn't really like Malcolm Jenkins' comments on saying Lurie should say something. It's like, why does this matter, Jenkins? Just like let this go. I mean, if you can do plenty of stuff outside of football. You don't really need this platform in football. We're trying to watch the game here. We don't need politics and everything. That's the problem with nowadays and social media and everything, is that we have to have politics and freaking everything. Football is the unifier of this country. It's supposed to be where we can all get together and just scream at each other for something like football, which is in the long term trivial, you know, and that's why we love it. It's entertainment. And so I do respect Dak for that, and you know, and I liked watching his journey throughout the season. I actually did read that the Cowboys are showing Dak Prescott film of Carson Wentz to try to get him to be a better quarterback, which I've always said that Dak Prescott has Russell Wilson potential. I don't think he'll be a bad quarterback. I don't think he is a bad quarterback. I just think the Cowboys, like I said, Jerry Jones and Jason Garrett, they don't do him any favors. I mean, the philosophy, just like watching the Cowboys, it's like effing from Garrett, but it's like, do any of these players even get it? I mean, the Cowboys have one of the nicest facilities I've ever seen, too. It's almost like they're treating these people like they're Hollywood celebrities. It's insane. It's like, it really is Jerry World. It was surreal to see that existed. I was like, this is what these guys do every day, and in this, like, cush environment, you know? Ezekiel Elliott gets suspended, and Jerry Jones just brings him back in, like, oh, we missed you, pretty much. And so I think one of the biggest keys that I took away from this series was that the Dallas Cowboys lacked accountability. They really didn't hold themselves accountable, which is why they lost. I mean, the Eagles were on a warpath last year, and they were unified. I think a team needs to be unified, and who knows what's going to happen in 2018. I've said it in the other videos that the NFC East is the reason. One of the reasons why I love the NFC East so much is because it's competitive every year. You really never know. I mean, sometimes some people say our division is really bad, but it's like, I think that all teams have such history with each other that it's like any given Sunday with these teams, it doesn't matter what their record is when they play each other. It could go one way or the other because these teams have such history. I mean, the Eagles, the Redskins, the Giants, and the Cowboys are some of the oldest teams in the league, dating back to the 1940s and back. The Eagles are 1933, so that tells you something right there. The New York Football Giants are really old. The Redskins are very old. I think Dallas is the youngest team, but even they're old. I'm not sure. I know that this division is historic, and it's one of the best. All four teams is some of the best rivalries you'll see in sports. And so, yeah, watching this series, guys, is just getting me more pumped for the 2018 season. Like I said, when I finish the Arizona Cardinals series, I'll give my thoughts on that. But I just kind of wanted to talk about something a little different here on the channel, just leading up to it, you know. I still will be reporting on Eagles news, of course, but just kind of wanted to talk about that. And also shout out to all the new subscribers I've been getting. I've noticed I've got like 18 to 20 new subscribers in the past couple weeks, which I appreciate, guys. Thank you so much. I'm trying to grow this channel so I can, like I call myself, I want to be a more positive Eagles fan. I'm going to still be pretty negative against other teams like I was with that Connor Barwin video, if I feel like it. But I just kind of want to be a more positive fan. You know, Philadelphia has a reputation for being a horrible fan base, which I completely disagree with. Even as a positive Eagles fan, I still think the Eagles have some of the most passionate fans in the league. I think Oakland and Philly are like two of the most passionate fan bases, because I live near Oakland because I'm in Utah. I'm closer there, and I've met a lot of Raiders fans, and they're really nice if you actually talk to them, but like when game day hits, you know, they're your enemy if you're playing them. So, and that's how kind of Eagles fans are. But you know, I kind of want to be a more positive presence on here just for other fan bases as well. And my dream is to start going to games every year so I can see you guys, and we'll see. Actually, this year I'm working on plans to go to a game. I don't want to announce anything yet until it's finalized for you guys, but that's kind of the plans going forward. But anyway, guys, All or Nothing, the Dallas Cowboys. Have you guys seen it? What do you think about it? Whatever you think, comment down below. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, it's growing bit by bit, trying to get some traction on here, and I appreciate any of the support I can get. But as always, guys, this is Jigsaw0097. I will talk to you all later.